Hello students, I am Wasim, your teacher for analytical mechanics. Today I will solve problem 6.8 for you. Before solving the problem, I want to tell you that I will make an announcement at the end of this video lecture. So please watch the complete video. The statement of the problem is that calculate Earth's velocity of approach towards the Sun when it is at an extremum of the lattice rectum through the Sun. Take the eccentricity of Earth's orbit to be 1 divided by 60 and its semi-major axis to be 93 million miles. So I included the figure here 6.5.1. It is taken from your book. So they said the eccentricity, I will discuss this with detail in the coming slide. So this is the eccentricity. It is very small, and in this figure this is the semi-major axis. It is A, and this is the semi-minor axis. It is B. So you can see here. So this is the B, and the lattice rectum, it is alpha. I believe you have basic concepts. You know what is the lattice rectum. You read in the mathematics in parabola. So I just included one example here, this one. So this is the lattice rectum. So anyway, we will solve it now. So Earth orbits around the Sun in counterclockwise direction. When it approaches the lattice rectum, its coordinates should be, you can see from the figure. So its lattice rectum, the coordinates of the Earth, it should be EA. This E is eccentricity. This E is eccentricity, EA minus alpha. The eccentricity of Earth's orbit is given by E equals 1 over 60. As I said, it is a small number. So eccentricity, you know that when eccentricity is 0, then it's a complete circle. It's not a ellipse. So if there is a eccentricity, so it is not a complete circle. It has small curvature. Because of small eccentricity, we can assume that the orbit is almost circular because eccentricity is small, so we assume that it is nearly equals 0. Lattice rectum alpha equals 1 minus eccentricity square into A. So this A is a semi-major axis, as I explained. Like in this figure, you can see this is the semi-major axis. So here you can see the details are given. So you can find here the lattice rectum, like this one. This is the lattice rectum and its value is given here. I'm really sorry. Yeah, this is the value for lattice rectum. So I took the equations from your book and I mentioned the number of equation which it is same as mentioned in your book. So this is the equation that I have taken from your book, the equation of orbit. So R equals alpha divided by 1 plus E. This is eccentricity cos theta. So number of this equation is 6.5.18b. So for velocity, you know that we have to take derivative of this equation 6.5.18. So its derivative is r dot equals alpha e sine theta theta dot divided by 1 plus epsilon cos theta whole square. So this is equation 1. We just took the derivative of this equation. At theta equals pi over 2. So this equation 1 becomes, like we just mentioned, the value of theta here. So sine, you know that sine 90 is equal, sine 90 is equal to 1 and cos 90 equals 0. So we just mentioned, and after simplification we will get r, yeah, we will get r dot equal to alpha epsilon theta dot. This is equation 2, and you can also find this equation in your book. The number of equation is 6.5.4. it is in your book. The angular momentum per unit mass, it is also taken from your book. So the relation is L, which is angular momentum, L is equal to r square theta dot. So we need the value of this theta dot because we will put it in equation 2. So we just simplify it for theta dot. So theta dot is equal to L divided by r square. By putting this value, the value of theta dot in equation 2 or equation 6.5.4, both are same, we will get r dot equal to alpha epsilon L divided by r square. So this is equation 3. So just think that what we need to calculate this r. So in order to calculate it, what kind of values we need. So as you know that this r is equal to a into 1 minus e square equals alpha. This is which is latus rectum. At latus rectum, as I mentioned before, this eccentricity is nearly equal to 0. It is approximately 0. So in this case, is this value is 0, then this r is equals to alpha. So here we can say that the r and the latus rectum both are same if eccentricity is 0. So now the problem is simplified. It is very simple. We will just put the uh, value, like we will just replace r with the lattice rectum in equation 3, and we will get r dot equal to alpha epsilon L over alpha square. Here you see we replace the r square with alpha square. With after simplification we will get, like, this alpha will be cancelled with this square and we will get epsilon L over alpha. So this is equation 4. We know that for orbits, because we are dealing with the problem, and because Earth is moving around the sun and it is moving in a specific orbit. So in your book, if you see, it is mentioned that alpha is equal to ml square over k. The equation number is 6.5.19 in your book. So we need, why we take this, we need actually the value of L. So from this relation 6.5.19 we will get L, this is, which is angular momentum. This L is equal to square root of k alpha divided by m. By putting the value of angular momentum in equation 4, we will get r dot equal to epsilon divided by alpha into square root of k alpha divided by m. So this is the value of L. So we replaced L with this term. After simplification, we will get r dot equals epsilon square root of k divided by alpha m. So you know that its power is 1 and its power is 1 by 2. So after simplification, you will get alpha at the denominator. So this is equation 5. maybe I made you confused with my statement. Like I am saying this is alpha 1, like this one, and so if you subtract 1 over 2 from 1, what will you get? 1 divided by 2. So here this alpha mean. So in the sun's gravitational field, the force constant k, because we are dealing with k in equation 5 here. So this is uh, constant. So in sun's gravitational field, the force constant k is given by k equals capital G M. This is for sun. Actually, we can also write S here like this dot, but in your book it is written like this, so I just wrote it like this. So this mass is related to the sun, mass of sun, and this is the small m. Putting k in equation 5 here, we will get r dot equal to epsilon square root of capital G M, capital M, small m divided by alpha m. So simply we will cancel this m with this m, and we r dot equal to epsilon square root of G M, capital M divided by, it is the same relation. So as we know that alpha is equal to 1 minus e epsilon square into a. So what we will do here, we will replace this alpha, okay, with this value. Like you know that this is eccentricity and this is semi-major axis. So after simplification, we will get r dot equal to epsilon square root of capital G capital M divided by 1 minus e square epsilon square into a. So but we know that we assumed, because e is equal to 1 over 60 it is given, so we assume that it is nearly approximately equal to 0. So in this case, if e is 0, if this term is 0, so we have simplified relation r dot, which is equal to e capital G capital M over a whole square root. So in order to calculate the value velocity, which in Earth's velocity that they asked at the start of the problem, you have to put the values. You know the value of eccentricity, it is given, and this is capital G, this is mass of sun, and you know these values. You just need to put these values and you will get the velocity. Okay, so this was all about problem 6.8. Yeah, it's 6.8, and you know it is very simple. You just need to go through the book. I think the article name, I don't remember the exact number, but you can refer to the equation numbers, and you need to read the article. Maybe you read this in your theoretical class, so you just need to use those equations, you can solve this problem. Okay, so about the announcement, we are planning to uh, take the homework. So for that, we decided we will distribute the number of students into different groups, and depending on the number of students, there could be 4 or 5 groups, and we will give the problem set to each group. Like first I will prepare the problem set from chapter 6, then I will give few problems to all the students, I mean to the number of groups, and each group they need to solve the problem after discussion with each other. So when they will solve the problem, one of the group member will present that solution in a video lecture. Like suppose if there are 4 people in one group, so in first assignment anyone from the group will present it, and in the next assignment the person who has given presentation, he will not give presentation for the second time, so any other group member will come up and he will give presentation. So I will share with you the details on the portal, and maybe I can make a video lecture about the distribution of groups and distribution of problem sets. So please be prepared for that, and do practice of the problems. Thank you.